And we're live, everyone. This is Amateur Gamer, and now we're returning to Civ 5 Vox Populi. And there's a new version that came out July 29th. I will admit, after the July 17th, I wasn't expecting a new version. But it came out, so definitely going to give it a try. Now, with this new version, there are some fairly big changes. Let's just put it that way. So let's start. I'm going through the top, and I will include the link to this in the description. Hopefully, I'll have the right link. So first, luxury now gives 3 happiness as opposed to 2. So one of the issues before was like if you're a wide empire, like let's say I connect crafts, I connect tea, I connect marble. Like if I'm a tall empire, so that means I only have a couple of cities. These would provide like the happiness they provide would be pretty good. Because I have fewer cities, so there's more happiness to go around. The issue is when you go wide, you get a bunch of luxuries, and then you actually don't get enough happiness to spread around. So basically, yes, your capital and your first couple of cities get a boost, but your later cities, since you're going wide, you're having more cities, right? Your later cities are underdeveloped. They don't have the right infrastructure. They don't have the happiness, and it's like they just become an unhappiness sink, which is really bad. And apparently, the UI for luxuries is adjusted to make it easier to see their value. I think before it was pretty clear because when you look at the games, it says how many resources and then how. I'm pretty sure it said how much happiness you get from each resource and then how much total happiness you get from your resource luxuries, both imported and the ones you connected. So next we have religion has been changed up a bit. So I use really advanced setup to get some faith. So the there are 3 changes, I believe. No, 4 changes. Yeah, the 4 changes are trying to make it so that all the like there aren't 2 religious buildings that are extremely powerful and the other ones are just really situational, which have been the case before. So 2 of them that were really strong. One is the mosque. So before it gives decent yield, science, faith, unhappiness to illiteracy, and also before it gave 20% culture in the city during golden ages. Now it's just 15, so it's 5% drop. I feel like it's still very strong. And then you have the synagogue, which was during We Love the King Day City, science increased by 10%, before it was 15%. So these 2 got slightly nerfed. I don't know if it's noticeable, but yeah. Usually I do pick them if I have the option, so yeah, about that. Then we have stupas and pagodas. So stupas, what does stupa give again? Stupas, it says +1 happiness, but I don't see it here. So either the text isn't updated or I don't know what. That's why I picked Byzantium, so I could pick them. And the other one is pagoda. Pagoda. What was pagoda again? Oh yeah, -2 religious unrest. So the idea before, was it with this? Yeah. The idea is pagodas should help you if you have a lot of religious neighbors. So now you have -2 on happiness from religious unrest, so you can actually you don't have to deal with the unhappiness, and you'll be able to get more yields for every I mean, as you can see, you want other religions. That's just, it doesn't scale with followers. It's every other religion in that city. So if you have 3 religions there, each having at least 1 follower, then you'll be able to get +1 for all city yields. Still not super strong though. Still feels, I don't know, it still doesn't feel very strong overall. But that's just me. So I just pick whatever. I want to check if stupas actually give the happiness, if it's just a text. And now and then let's enhance. I just pick whatever. Veneration. Actually, yeah, let's check. Does this give Okay, yeah, it's the text doesn't show it, but it does give +1 happiness. So that will actually +1 happiness is pretty strong. That might be something you'll consider. Might. It's still a bit too early to tell at this point, but yeah, that is a fair bit of happiness. And accidentally open something else. Whoops. It's okay, you won't see it. So next, units. So there has been talks about the infantry line being kind of weak, starting in industrial era where you have Gatling guns, machine guns, and the idea is now they get new bonuses. And these new bonuses, you should, I don't know if the text has been improved or not. So it starts industrial. So prior to industrial era, all the infantry are still very much the same. So first you start with Fusiliers, which get Fieldworks, which is plus 15% strength against range attacks, plus 15 hit points. When they upgrade, they lose it because they don't want these to be stacked up. Because so they have plus 15% defense against range and plus 15 health. And then you have the Rifleman, which gets Entrenchment, which is 20% and 20 hit points. And then we have Infantry, which is DFPs, which is 25, and I think the same for Mechanized Infantry. Yep. So the idea is to make them harder to kill so that you actually have meat shields. As opposed to, I mean, it's especially when tanks come out, it feels like Riflemen just don't, wait, is it Riflemen or Infantry? Getting them, yeah. When infantry comes out, I mean, it's 60 combat strength versus 70 combat strength of tanks yet. I mean, yeah, they don't need resources, but usually you aren't short on oil. You have to be very unlucky, or you would have invested a lot into air to not have the oil. So yeah, each of these are lost on upgrade, but they do get stronger, so you don't have to worry about that. If they stack, that's crazy. 15 plus 20 plus 25, that's 50 per, wait, yeah, 50. Yeah, and they don't want that to stack. That would be pretty broken. And next we have Public Works, also going through changes. So right now it, let's see, increases happiness in the city by 1 and reduces the Empire needs modifier by 5%. I think that's the change. Yeah. Reducing Empire modifier, which means that as time... Actually, wait, it says only in the city, right? Yeah, not for all of the cities. Yeah, so... Before it was... Oh, wait, no. Oh, it still removes needs. Yeah, it still removes needs. It also reduces... I feel like this might be too strong now. Like people will build it early on because before you enter new era, the cost is still reasonable. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting. It's definitely an interesting thing, but I kind of wish they could fix happiness instead of having this, because right now this is like the fix, right? They just have public works. Oh, I'm unhappy. I'll get public works. It will fix my happiness, which I don't like as a design, but you know, it looks like it's gonna stay. Okay, next. For growth and happiness, which has gone through pretty big changes in the July 17th version. And for this one, reduce growth percent happiness bonus to 2% for happy. So for the 17th version, it was actually 10% per happy. So that growth percentage was a bit too high. So now growth should be lowered so that it's harder to grow, but if you grow, it benefits you more. Revert the changes to growth formula as a result of this. Yeah, there's just adjustment of numbers for growth. I haven't played the new version yet. I have to play it to understand how things are going on. And next, every citizen that generates minus 0.5% new modifier in a city. More growth equals better for needs. If I'm understanding this correctly, it seems like growth is harder, but as you grow, it will help you more. This will help tall empires more. Before wide empires, it will help as well. Because the issue before was for certain situations, if you don't have like unique improvements or certain things that help you, you will have to halt growth in your city, which is not great. Like you feel like you're getting penalized for growing. So with the new changes, it feels like it's a good improvement where the more you grow, the more you benefit, but it's harder to grow. So unless you focus on growing, like if you go tall and you get like hang gardens, you get Temple of Artemis, and you get the Majesty specialists consume half the normal amount of food. All of those basically is rewarding you for more growth because you're investing in that. I kind of like that. So tall will have probably less problem with happiness, and that should be one of their strengths. And wide should be able to grow more if they focus on it. And with the luxury changes, I'm not sure. Until I test it, it's gonna be hard to tell. But I feel like tall is gonna have very little happiness problems from now on. And right now, wonders, there's like before, there's some of them gives global percentage need modifiers reduced, so that they're pretty strong. Now they just get -1 needs. So for example, you have Forbidden Palace. Now it's just -1 unhappiness from poverty in the city. So the idea is like these before it was -10% poverty, I think. Now it's just a flat decrease, which makes their happiness not as strong. So yeah, Forbidden Palace, Big Ben, Brandenburg lose the percentage and just get a flat -1. Unhappiness removed from poverty. EIC gains 10%. I don't know what EIC is. Oh, Empire. No. What is EIC? I just don't know. I hate it when they use abbreviation. Okay, let's see wonders. No, it couldn't be Eiffel Tower. Huh. EIC. Oh, East Indian Trade Company. Okay, this one gets -10%. Happiness needs bonfire for poverty. Got it. Yeah, it's annoying when they use abbreviation. You're like, what is that? And then Oracle, Porcelain Towers, and Terracotta Armies lose illiteracy modifier. They also get wait. Oracle and Porcelain get -1 flat, not Terracotta Army. Got it. And School of Philosophy. Oh, okay, so now National Wonders. So now National Wonders actually get the Empire needs reduction. Got it, to make them a bit stronger. And then you have Zeus Motherland loses distress, get flat -1 distress. Eiffel Tower, Parthenon, Globe Theater lose 10%. Yeah, Parthenon and Globe gains -1 flat boredom. And that's why Eiffel Tower didn't say anything. It just had its effects. But Eiffel Tower is already very strong, so you don't need it. And then you have the Hermitage, which gains -10% boredom. Taj Mahal loses global religious unrest mod. Yeah, before it was 10%. Before it was -10% religious, but now I guess it doesn't get anything, which is fine. It's already pretty decent. I mean, it's still not a great one, but it does give you a golden age. So wait, it does. Yeah, it's still. I like they didn't change that, right? Added global percent needs, yeah, to selected national wonders. So overall, there's quite a bit of change to happiness, to growth. I'm looking forward to these changes. I feel like they're in the right direction. But now I'm worried that tall empires just don't have happiness problems, and wide, it's alleviated, but I'm not sure. Yeah, until I play a couple games, I'm not sure. But overall,